now 7 o'clock at night and we are on the road. There's blue lights behind me. How far away are you? Too far for me to do anything right now. Yeah, so 7 o'clock on the road. 5-ish hour drive according to the sat nav, which in reality is probably 6 and a bit by the time we stop for the dogs and stuff. This is the reality of competing, guys. I was going to set off early this morning, very early. Early tomorrow morning. You know, like 4 or 5 in the morning. Get there. I wanted to get there for around 10-ish. We're not entering any of the day stuff. There's different bits and bats like 50-meter sprint, weight pull, hang time, athletic dog stuff. Not entering any of it. So registration for that's at 9, so we would have missed that. But yeah, I'm a night owl by nature, especially since the academy opened, and I've got people all around the world to talk to and answer questions and do emails and, you know, film videos. At night, all my one-to-one clients, or the vast majority of them, are in bed, so I get left alone and get on with other things. British Institute of Canine Science, writing papers, all that jazz happens late at night. So I probably wouldn't have got to sleep until 2, somewhere around there, 2-ish, which would have left between 2 and 3 hours sleep, and it's like, fuck, that was going to be rough as hell. So I thought, right, we'll get off tonight. JC's got a hotel booked in Slough, so I'm just gonna hop in the car park of there, get my head down for a few hours before we press on to the trial. That's literally 10 minutes from the venue, so we'll just pop over there in the morning. But yeah, that's where we're at. This is the reality of trials, you know, like the certificates and the trophies and stuff are really cool, but this is the bit everybody doesn't see. I could have just set off tomorrow lunchtime and gone and competed, but I want to go and get the dogs settled, get the dogs worked in the morning, check the venue out, all the stuff that goes with competing. I want my dogs not even to do well for my sake, but to have a positive experience for their sake, because they're associative learners. So we get good associations, and then next time it's easier. We get bad associations, and the next trial's harder. So I'll go there, we'll get there early doors, probably do a bit of obedience, a bit of tug work, grip work, maybe stick Flak on a decoy. There's one kicking around. Flak competes tomorrow night, which is the Friday night. Khaleesi competes the night after, the Saturday night. So tomorrow's puppy and beginners, which is Flak. Obviously not a puppy. It's his first ever real trial. He's competed in IPO and stuff, but it's his first proper trial where the decoy fights back and he has to fight through it and not go into a barking hold. So we'll see how he gets on. Predictions early doors are Flak will struggle, but be fine. When Flak backs up, it's never out of nerve, it's just out of old training before I got him. When the decoy corrects you, you go into a barking hold. So he just does that naturally. We just need to iron that out. But you've got to do these things to start ironing them out. He'll be fine, I'll get behind him, he'll be good. But he'll struggle, and I imagine Khaleesi will be okay. She'll probably struggle a little bit, because the decoys have already told us that it's going to be a fucking hard trial, this one. Fright Night's usually a bit of fun, charity event. Not this year. Not this year. Word straight from 2 of the decoys' mouth, this is going to be a hard one. 2 of the decoys are from my club, so Scott and Ash. However, it's been said on the group that we don't want anyone after the trials going, oh, they went easy on you because they're your decoys. So we're probably going to get a pasting on Saturday night. She can hack it, she loves a fight. Keep her in high drive. Stay with her, all be well. So what I'm going to do is get fuel now. I'm about 2 miles from a service station, just on the outskirts of the town I live in. I'm going to get fuel now, get some grub, because I've not eaten tonight, and then I'm going to press on. I want to try and press on in a good manner, you know, get a lot of it done. Like I say, I'll be stopping for the dogs, but I want to get at least sort of to the Midlands before we have a stop, 3 hours or so. I might catch up with you later on, I might not. Depends how painfully depressing this drive gets. Because as much as you're watching this right now, it feels like me and you are having a chat. In reality, I'm sat in a van on my own at 7 o'clock at night with a 5-hour drive in front of me. I often think this about when people are vlogging. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. You know, like, they get to do them things and we get to converse over it. And I know it's a one-way conversation, but you get to have thoughts on it. I think about it with all the normal vloggers away from dog training, and then I'm like, oh fuck, that guy's actually just on his own. generally when people do ridiculous distance things, so like, I'm going to cycle from John O'Groats to Langdale. What's it called? I want to say Langdale End, but it's not. That's a place near me. John O'Groats to Land's End. That's the one. When I see that and I'm like, I enjoy watching the vlog because they're checking in. They're like, oh, I'm at this place now. But then I forget that in between them two clips, he had to cycle for like 16 hours on his own in the pouring rain. It's not as fun on this end. It's much more fun to watch them. So, like I said earlier, I've not filmed much this week, so I can get plenty of footage over these next few days. Currently Thursday night, so Thursday night, Friday. Friday day is all the athletic stuff. I'll try and film a bit of it. It's not really my thing, but here. Friday night is beginner and puppy. Saturday day, I believe, is long sends, something else. Saturday night is big boy class. Big boy class, sleeve and suit, I believe. We'll obviously be playing in suits. My dog bites legs. Doesn't specifically bite legs, but will bite legs if that's an opportunity, and won't care if you've got a sleeve on. So that would be a problem for the decoys. Basically, if the dog's not clean on a sleeve, you should put them in suit for the safety of the decoys. So we will be going in suit for both dogs. Do not need that on my conscience, someone going to hospital because of my dog, because I made a bad decision. So I am very close now to the services, and I think, yeah, there's a McDonald's here. So I'm going to get McDonald's as well. McCafe. Caramel frappe from the McCafe is a fucking winner. The food's a pile of shit. I hate the food. I don't hate it, I'll eat at McDonald's, there's no doubt about it. But I would rather not. However, them McCafes, if I see a McDonald's, I'm grabbing one. Right, we finally arrived. It's 1 in the morning. I am at a car park above the world. I'm gonna let the dogs out for a pee, poo if they'll go, and then I'm gonna get my head down for an hour, a couple of hours, a few hours, 1 o'clock. Let me just stick you back in here. Come on, charger, you can reach. Yeah, so get my head down for a couple of hours, and we'll hit the trial in the morning. As a dog handler, it's just another night at the office. Sleeping on the top of a multi-storey car park to a lot of people would be incredibly strange. And people will be like, when you book a hotel? Well, A, I didn't know I was coming down tonight, so I didn't think. B, even if I did know, sorry, I know there's a hotel near here, I was just looking to see if I could see it. Even if I did know I was coming down here tonight, I still wouldn't have booked a hotel, because I'd rather be with my dogs any day of the week. I've been to people's houses to train and slept in the van with the dogs because I'm a dog man. Dogs come first. I'd rather spend the night in the van with them. I have a bed and everything in the van. It's not. I'm not just going to be like laying across the front seats. But I'd rather spend the night in the van with them than in a hotel being warm and comfy. I guess different strokes for different folks. A lot of people, my other half included, would not be able to think of anything worse than doing this. I, on the other hand, love it. Live for this shit. So, that was a long ass drive. Did I set off at 7? I think it was 7 when I spoke to you guys. It was a 6.5 hour drive. It's 25 past 1. 20 past 1. Yeah, let's let these dogs out. Pee and a poo. Wait for my phone to charge a bit more because it doesn't reach into the back. Get some sleep. And then off we go to compete. Also, I said earlier that the first day, the Friday daytime, was going to be ultimate canine stuff, so athletic stuff, weight pull, hang time, sprint work. That's been cancelled. So there's nothing on tomorrow day now. So we're probably going to train dogs, I would imagine. Or just mooch around, chill out, be friendly with one another. And then tomorrow night, Flak comes out to play. Time to go to bed. Right, it's now the morning. It's actually now the afternoon, just. Whoa, easy tigers. There's some guys jumping out into the middle of the road. I'm not ready for this shit. I just want to go and compete. So it's yeah, 12 o'clock. Been up a while, did a bit with the dogs this morning. And a mooch around. I got some food, bits and bats. We're now on the way to Sati's place, 5K9. Shout out to 5K9 for hosting this event. Sati also hosts the AVD Night Trials, the big boy night trials that are in May, June. I think somewhere around then anyway. We weren't vlogging. I wasn't vlogging when Big Boy Night Trials won, but there's footage of it somewhere. So we'll head down there now. I don't think there's anything going on today until we compete tonight. But a lot of people I know will be down there, my friends will be down there, a lot of people off my page will be down there. I'll go mooch around, have a social, get some food, play with the dogs. Scott might be down early enough to do a bit of enviro work, get the dogs through the water, have a play around. Basically, Sati's got a really awesome place, and there's loads of environmental stuff. So he's got like see-through balconies, a metal staircase, a pool, big containers. There's just all sorts of different bits and bats, bottle pits, things for the dogs to work in that you can't traditionally get on your normal field. So we'll probably have a go on there. What is that? There's loads of like metal hoops in the field. Anyway, I'll dash. I'll catch up with you later. Stop. Stop. Yeah, stop it. Stop. Stop. Yeah, yes. Good girl. Good girl. Good boy, Flaky. That's my boy. Yes, good boy. Get fast, fast. Good boy. That's my boy. Good boy. Look, loose. That's good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Lovely there for it. Lovely there for it. Good boy. Ready? Try and put him in it. Come on. Yes, good boy. Go on, Blackie. All round. Good boy, Blackie. Oh, yes, good lad. Fast. Yes. Good boy. Good boy. Fast. Yes, good lad. Round into it. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, good lad. Good boy. That's my boy. Look, loose. Here, push. Really flipping me. You too. Indicate, Scott. Yep, yep. You too.
Pull him back in the corner with you.
Good lad, yes, my boy. Flak, los! Los! Here, push. Yes.
Check him about trampoline.
Stand by the trampoline, bro. Go right round, Jay. Just go right round there, Coleman. Go right round there, yeah, please.
Not sure I trust my lead handler as much as you do, Rob. On me? On me. Follow me. No. Come on! Yes, good boy! That's my boy! You're a good lad! He's a good boy. Yes! Yes! What's your name? Sorry.
You're trashing everything.
Yeah, I'm trashing everything. That's my boy.
Look, look! not any of these things. Come back over it. Excellent, buddy.
Leads nuts.
Right, we are done. Now, before we get into the weekend, apologies that there's no footage of Khaleesi or suit class at all. Don't even think there's any of sleeve class, to be honest. basically suit class was a brutal class. I'll go into it in a minute. For the sake of the sport, publicising high pressure in working dogs isn't usually taken well. Obviously you guys that watch my vlog are fine, but it finds its way into the wrong circles, and we've got to protect this sport for the sake of the dogs. So super high pressure classes generally are not filmed. You'll never see an AVD gold class on film. You've got to go and watch it in person. And this was no different. So, I'm going to start at the beginning. There was meant to be an Ultimate Canine thing on the Friday daytime. It was cancelled, the equipment didn't turn up. The wagon broke down with the equipment or something, so it was going to be hang time, weight pull, hurdles, athletic fun stuff. Friday night started, puppy. You saw a little bit of that. Flak went in, did excellently, won his class. What else can you ask for? There's nothing else I can ask. The dog gave me fucking everything. He really worked hard, he bit hard, he was committed, he put the work in, he knew what he was doing, he wasn't fazed by anything. We won that class by, it was out of 100 it was out of, wait there, he lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He lost 11 points out of 120. So he did very well. Very well. The next dog lost like 40 odd points or something. So he won his class by a fucking mile, and well deserved. He did extremely well. He's got his trophy, he's got his certificate. He won his first ever trial. I'm over the moon with it. Saturday day came around, long send, puppy long send. You saw Daniel, one of our academy members, doing a puppy long send with Luna. Puppy long send, sleeve long send, suit long send, covert. I think I got a little bit of footage from all of them, maybe not covert because it was really dark and pouring with rain. As you saw, it was the night before on Flak's go around, it was bouncing rain all night. And then sleeve and suit started on the night. Scott and Ash, who I train with the decoys for this trial, he said to us at club, there's not going to be any preferential treatment, you're going to get it worse than everybody else. And sleeve started, which was essentially level 2. Holy hell, I was shocked at the pressure. It was like an AVD silver night, it's usually a fun trial. Scott and Ash were bringing the A game, they're trying to put this trial back on the map, make it a big event. Crazy. I need to check my sat-nav. Wait there. I found the right lane. Yeah, they wanted to put this trial back on the map. Sleeve class alone was really hard, and when I saw sleeve, I'm like, shit the bed. Suit was essentially level 3 and was only going to be harder. It's always the worst class. The last class of the weekend is always the worst class, the hardest class. So I'm like, fuck. How the hell are we getting through this? Anyway, they were playing psychological games. They were playing physical games. Like the pressure was high, the fight was high, the mental games was fucking strong. Dogs were running left, right, and centre. People were dropping out. So many people dropped out of suit while sleeve was going on. So we had no running order. We didn't know when we were going to be on. Nobody knew. Hats off to everyone that played. It was a fucking hard trial. So suit came around. First dog aced it. Amazing. Chayton, if you're watching, congratulations, first place. And then dogs were running, and dogs were not wanting to play, and dogs wanted to go back to their van, and I'm panicking hard at this point, really hard, because I'm like, shit, I've just seen dogs that in my opinion are harder dogs than my little bitch running out of these stations. Anyway, it's time to play. I trust Scott implicitly. I said to him 3 or 4 weeks ago, I'm playing suit, and he said good. He knew damn well what was coming. He obviously knew we would get through. How we got through, I'm not entirely sure. Also, before we go on, I got disqualified, and you'll see why. The whole trial was meant to be no handler help, so you couldn't help your dog, you just had to stand quietly, you couldn't speak to it, you couldn't go in with them, Well, I just sacked all out of the window. I wanted to go. We were going to war. This was a war. And when me and Khaleesi are concerned, we go to war together. We go in together. We fight together. And we go home together. We relax together. Me and that dog are best friends. So, pull the dog out of the van. And I've got to buy a collar, and I'm like, you fucking better go tonight, kid. You better be bringing your A game, otherwise you're going to get hurt. She did bring her A game. She didn't get hurt. So I grab her by a collar and walk her to the first station in her collar, just by a collar. Basically, in civil work, when we're at work for real, you pick her up by a collar, it means we're going for a fight. We're not playing, we're not biting a tug, we're not doing any of that shit. You'll never see me pick her up by a collar in day-to-day life. She just turns into an animal. So we walked to the first station. It was a tunnel with the 2 decoys were inside the tunnel, inside the station. It was a tunnel into it. No stimulation from the decoys, the dog couldn't see them, and the dog's just like, fuck, I'm not going through there, I want to bite someone. Big crowd of people behind us, she's spinning around. Anyway, didn't happen. Decoy came out for what we call a recovery bite. If they don't get the station, if they don't do what you've asked, they get a bite, because there's no point in pulling a dog out and just walking around the field. And obviously for the dogs that do really badly, they get a bite to recover from that. And the idea is not to break dogs, the idea is to trial, test, see where you're at. Second station comes. This was by far my most highly anticipated station. Put the dog in what was essentially a big cage, a massive cage, sort of 5 feet tall, 10 feet long, 5 feet wide, 4 feet wide. Back tie the dog and walk away out of sight. One of the decoys was stood near the cage, quietly, doing nothing, and the other one walked round. Walked up to the dog, sit. Walked a bit closer, hey, sit. Sit. Lie down. Trying to get into the dog's head to make him listen to the bad guy. And then when the dogs were still trying to bite, the second decoy was going, hey, leave him, leave it, leave it. They were playing psychological games. Anyway, I kept supporting Khaleesi, which was an immediate DQ on that station, 0 points, not allowed to say anything. So I'm like, Rivier, get him, Stellan. And she's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Happy days, happy as hell. The decoy keeps walking in, keeps walking in. As long as the dog's coming forward and wants to fight, he keeps moving and keeps moving and keeps moving. Very slowly, this goes on over minutes. Keeps moving, keeps trying to get the dog to lay down, keeps trying to get the dog to sit, keeps trying to get the dog to just back off and stop wanting to fight. If the dog gets the bite, the dog wins. So she got the bite, rag, 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 rag. You get called back round as the handler. Handler, go and get your dog. Go and get the dog. Next station, station 3. Station 3 was a shed, essentially. Probably 6 foot by 6 foot room. Both decoys were in there. One of them had a, you know, like an American dustbin lid, metal lid with a handle on it, and a stick. Oh no, I'm lying. One of them had 2 dustbin lids, and one of them had a stick and a canister. At junction 37, take the exit. I assume this is junction 37, so I'm going to take the exit. So they're both in this 6 foot by 6 foot room. Send the dog in, we'll go into war. So in order to score and not be disqualified, you just have to send your dog in and stay outside. And I was like, nah, I've seen the pressure that's coming here. They're not taking the piss. Dogs are running back out of this room. Dogs are cowering in the corner. Hard trial. So I'm like, you want to go to war? We'll go to war, no problem. Judge said, send your dog. Sent the dog, end of the 6 foot lead, trial lead. A bit longer than a normal lead, but not like a long line. Just, you know, so there's some distance so the dog can get out there. She went in, started fighting, and I fucking barreled in after her and started fighting as well. So basically that, it just gives the dog support and confidence. We're in a fight, we're in this together. So I'm like, yes, good, get him, Stellan. Good. Happy days, you're fucking killing it. She didn't bat an eyelid. Not an eyelid. She was getting hammered around that room. Did not bat an eyelid, just wanted to hurt people. Bad intentions. Happy days. Brilliant station. Again, 0 points because I went in. I was not playing that trial for points. We took our first place on the day before. It's no big deal. We were in that trial for a war to test that dog. Last station. Big container. Big shipping container. Full of bottles. One of the decoy hides at the back, one of them hides to the side. So again, 2 decoys. This dog's fighting 2 people. ran the dog in the end of the 6 foot lead. First decoy starts bashing the dog in. Second decoy, which was Scott, completely ignored the dog, came for me with his fucking canisters, grabbed me, ripped the lead out of my hand. We were fucking wrestling around this canister, like badly, like seriously wrestling around the canister. My knees all cut up, my nose was really sore. It was bad. Me and Scott are very good friends, by the way, so we knew this wasn't malicious, but it also wasn't a game. At this level, no, we're not playing games. This is real. So we're wrestling around. Because I'm still near her, I'm like, yes, good girl, good girl. I'm completely ignoring Scott with my voice and just physically fighting with him. Anyway, he grabs me and fucking cat leaps out of the canister. So there's 2 big steps up the canister, probably about 4 feet off the concrete floor. And he just grabs me and fucking hoys me out. So me and him go tumbling out. The dog's now at the back of the canister, getting hell. And I'm on the floor with Scott and I'm still like, yes, good girl, Khaleesi, good girl. It was the best real life scenario ever. 2 people, the dog fucked that one up, and me and Scott had a fight outside, and she did not bat an eyelid. That guy was still giving her shit, so she was still fighting him. If he'd have gone passive, she'd have come for the guy who was fighting me. But while she's still getting shit, don't leave him just because I'm out the canister. He took me fully out the picture, he took me fully out the station, out into the crowd on the floor. I was covered in mud, my trousers are all ripped open, my Obsidian Canine black jacket that I always wear is ripped to pieces, it's in a bin at Sati's place now. Fuck, it was bad. It was an amazing trial though, really, really good. So, she got disqualified because you're not allowed in the stations, but as I said, if there's a war on, we go to war together, we fight together, we go home together, and we relax together. Will always be the way. It's not about points this, it's about knowing that that dog, when something goes really wrong one day, that we'll go home safe. I will always come before trial points for me, for my 2 dogs. Maybe one day I'll have a proper trial dog that doesn't need to bite for real or work for real or, you know, do these things in real life. But ultimately, everybody at our club's the same. Dog needs to work for real far, far before earning points at a trial. We won our first place. I'm very happy with it. Flak was amazing. Khaleesi was out of this world. She was so strong, so much fight. And the other thing that they added in suit that we didn't expect was 0 stimulation from the decoys. So all the training pictures that you see, the training videos, the guy's shouting, he's waving a stick around, he's waving a bottle around, you know, he's getting in the dog's face, no stimulation, they were just stood passive. So when they went into the room, the decoys were completely passive, and then this massive fight erupts. It was an amazing weekend. I'm about, I would say, an hour and a half from home now. 3:30 Sunday evening. I am beat. My knees all cut up. My jacket's fucked. My jeans are fucked. The dogs are done in. They're just going to rest tonight. Unfortunately though, or fortunately, depending how you look at it, people bask in victory for too long. Had an amazing weekend. I had a first place and a dog that got through a trial that many dogs just ran out of the rooms. Really happy with it. And tomorrow the work will start again. Straight back to the fucking grind. Because that's how it has to be. It's not the last trial. It's not the end of the road. It's just another chapter in a fucking big book. So, question of the day. Of the bits that we could film, I appreciate we couldn't film any of the Saturday night, but of the Friday night, what did you enjoy watching the most?